Alright, hello all. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So it has been a long, crazy night of calcs, breakdowns, etc. here. We had the full manga characters, they were finally tweeted out. Now, we knew what they did before kit-wise. I did the breakdown video for them initially, but I had to do the defense calc separately because they only include the card stats with the tweets, so I did those. I'm actually very satisfied with those cards, and they're only going to get better, potentially much, much better. I mean, we have to see what the special def equips do for them, presuming they are def equips. They're not in the data yet. Those cards, as you can see, are not coming out yet, besides Goku. My best guess, and I want to say this now, is either next week or the week after. I'm thinking maybe November 6th, 7th, November 10th, 11th, somewhere vaguely in that sort of window. Those windows, rather, is when we will see them release. What I also think because of that is that we will actually not have a part 2 to this celebration. In the past, the celebration has not had a part 2. I figured it would have a part 2 because historically, there was the heroes, um, and now there isn't anymore, right? So that was the sort of thing I was basing it off of. Is like, okay, well, something has to take this slot. It appears that this year it'll be the 40th anniversary Dragon Ball stuff. So my best guess is no part 2 for this celebration, and we'll probably see Giant Goma either as part of anniversary. I think that's least likely, or they'll handle him similarly to how they handled Cell Max and throw him in as a carnival maybe, or like a Yellow Coin LR next year at some point. We'll have to see though, and they'll probably just update the Daima Red Zone even more later on, because as far as I'm aware, there's actually only one stage going to come out with this. Also, another thing I wanted to note here at the beginning, as you can see, this comes out 12 hours 42 minutes from the time I'm recording this. It's currently 7:17 a.m. my time. With the banner prediction video, I suppose I should probably leave a comment and pin it. I figured it would be 12 a.m. my time, the 30th. They're actually doing slightly earlier than I anticipated. It's going to be 8 p.m. my time, the 29th. So 4 hours earlier than I expected when I made that 4 days ago, 5 days ago, however long ago it was. Okay, but all that being said, in the data download, I figured, they've been doing this since Gohan, Goten, Trunks. We do have the special sort of defense equips for Mini Diama Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So that's what we're doing here. We do have I have them already done. I did also decide to do some extra defensive calcs for Mini Piccolo as well, both for Rainbow and 55%. I wanted to show the sort of phase 2 um, if you only get 200% of it. I also wanted to show if you have him linked next to Glorio, because he does get a lot from that scenario. So without further ado, though, let's jump in. Okay, I was gonna say I'm right. A good point. So for Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, as I do with these sort of defensive calcs, or rather the special defensive equips, I do like to put them right next to the previous calcs. That way you can literally see, just directly compare them one another, how big of a difference 1200 makes. And in my opinion, I always, even if it's not a defense, even attack, I always like putting the raw sort of equips on characters, because at the end of the day, everything is based off of that base stat. Your SA effect, your links, your passives, everything is based off of that initial stat. So the higher that is, the higher the rest of everything will get, obviously. But I'd say these actually do make a pretty considerable buff to him, by the way. As you can see here, this is just, sure, this is Rainbow Daima Goku. And you have to get the hidden potential additional super for this, but this is, like a 400,000 increase. And when you go down here, because effectively, if you have this, you're probably going to have this as well, the other Goku. I mean, 4.5 mil, nearly. And this is without considering, I mean, all the new free-to-play cards we got for Goku. I think you could have a really crazy rotation where you have Glorio is floated, and then you have like Mini Piccolo, as well as Pansy on the rotation. So in total, in that scenario, Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now I wouldn't have like Saiyan Roar. I don't think he'd have Shocking Speed either. But in that scenario, I mean, he'd have 190% Phase 1 support, which is quite a lot, obviously. So this Daima team really seems to be like just like you buff the hell out of everyone because everyone is giving like varying amounts of support. So I really like what they've done with this team. Now that's the sort of rainbow, defense equips for Mini Goku. Now Piccolo, this is what we've already seen, what I already did. Where it starts to get different is right here. So I just essentially did all of these, and if you want to pause, I mean you can. But I essentially did all of these, just instead of having 3 of the allies that he needs right here, because it counts per ally, Dragon Ball Secret or Demonic Power. I figured, okay, I mean you could have that if you're going like for a full Daima build, but it's also, if you want to get like, I don't know, like the 7 tiers on the team. I mean, it's possible that you'll only have 200% of this. So I figured that was worth showing. So I mean, if we directly compare, I mean, like turn 1, 2,127,000 versus 2,836,000. This can make a pretty big buff. And if we look at like, Daima Goku support, 2,410,906, and over here 3,119,996. So just throwing out some of the numbers there. I mean, it does make a pretty big difference. So I did want to actually show that, in case anyone was interested in, trying to run like the 7th-tier Easy A's on the team, or like Tag Blue Goku or something like that. I figured that was, which by the way, Tag Blue Goku would actually be very crazy on this team. I think that's worth throwing out. I mean, it's essentially like a full superclass team. There's a lot of support. Now, he wouldn't, benefit from like Demonic Power, Dragon Ball Seeker, sort of stuff, obviously, right? But that 50% SA buff he gives could be very important, honestly, because Mini Goku only stacks 30% per turn. Well, 30% per super, max of 90% per turn, and it's only for 2 appearances that you can have it. So you can get to a max of 180% from that. Now, I mean, here we write that as well, I don't have it written fully here, but essentially, I mean, here it would be written as this, because you got to account for the ones placed in multiplication. So I mean, if you get an additional, and let's just show this actually. Let me take the full sort of scenario. Now this is him at 55%. You know what? Honestly, let me just go over here, right? So if we take a look at this sort of bottom scenario, just to give an idea of what that would do for you. Hold on once again. This is 12,150, right? So we add the sort of special equip to that, right? So, oh, that's not, hold on. There we go. 13,350 for his sort of base stat here, right? And this should be, okay, good. So this is the exact sort of scenario we have right here. And let's just see, because I'm curious. Well, I suppose we probably, I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull up real quick Tag Blue Goku, because we wouldn't have like Saiyan Roar, obviously, right? But I believe they share like Prepared for Battle, so I mean that would still obviously be pretty impactful. Prepared for Battle. Okay, that's it. So in fact, it'd actually be 1.0 0.05. So, I mean, that does drop us a decent bit, by the way. We're throwing out. But I'm curious, if we add a 50%, because it is 50%, I believe, to allies. It's actually 60%. I'm glad I checked that. 60%. So this would actually be 3.4. And I mean, as you can see, I mean, 4,987,661 versus 4,498,675. So like there are some definitely like very insane like team builds you can do with this guy. I don't know. I'm very very excited. I'm definitely summoning. I mean, I'm gonna be summoning on the manga characters. I'm gonna rainbow them all. Um, I just want at least one Daimagoku, depending on if the banner is how I think it will look. May go further depending on if I get them immediately or if I need to push in and go close to pity. I don't know. We'll have to see when the banner goes live, essentially. Although not directly when it goes live, because I do want to get like the tickets first, obviously. So yeah, this would make a pretty considerable buff, and there is the other thing to consider. I mean, um, would he actually be like close in the links here? I do wonder. Apparently not. What I was going to say is if we actually instead look at like Mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta here. Daima. Okay, does it just say Mini actually? Yeah. So he actually gives allies defense increased by 33% for one turn. Now he does get I mean he can potentially do 4 supers total. It's not like guaranteed, but he can. And I think with all the support on the team, he probably does get a considerable buff. He probably will be decent to run. I mean, it obviously have to be tested, but I mean, if you get 4 supers, right? And he actually has prepared for battle as well. Actually, no, he does not have prepared for battle, really. So he wouldn't have any defense link with Goku, but I'm curious. So this is, we threw 60% in here. Vegeta would be 132, right? That's what that would be. Yeah, 132. So we'd need to add an additional 72 percent here. Give me just a moment. Listen, I know it's basic math, but I just like to be sure, right? I mean, isn't that crazy? Like how big of a difference that makes? Like I think that's pretty crazy. So these SA, that's the point I'm trying to get across here. I mean, these SA phase buffs do quite a bit for him. Even if you like sacrifice links, these do quite a bit for him. So I don't know. I'm really excited for him. I feel like people have just been like trashing the shit out of him for no reason. I feel like people are going to turn real fast once they see him in game. I do like to do extra calcs in these sometimes. I'm not posting that on Twitter or anything, but yeah, let's continue on. My apologies if you wanted to see the rest of the stuff down here. I mean, you could skip ahead, but yeah. So this is Mini Piccolo with the only 2 allies, and then I also chose to show, like I said, the sort of 40% death from links, aka your link next to Glorio, right? And these are, I mean, he's pretty good, right? I mean, with the high amount of dodge, his guard. I mean, hell, he can get, if you get this additional super, and depending on like the equips you throw on him or anything, he could honestly get up to the point where he could tank some supers as well. Like this is honestly one of, if not just straight up I think it might honestly be the best banner unit of the year, and one of the best banner units of all time. This Mini Piccolo. But then we continue on here to Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku at 55% with the sort of defense equips here off to the side once again. And I'd say for him, they do also make a pretty decent difference. I mean, going up nearly, I mean, like essentially 400,000, a little bit over 400,000 here. I think is pretty decent. It will certainly help. I mean, if you're not against Rose Samasu, like Gohan, Goten, Trunks. Well, I mean, I don't know, because you only certain characters can tank Gohan. I think it's really like if people want to be like, oh look, he can't tank this. It's like okay man, yeah. I mean, sure. Like 99% of the cards in the fucking game can't take that Gohan. And I think it's worth throwing out. I mean, it's like literally you have to be a character design like Giant Ape Vegeta or Tech Carnival Broly, not Draft Broly, Carnival Broly from last year. You have to be a character that has insane amounts of damage reduction, insane amounts of. I mean, you have to have guard and like insane amounts of defense, and that's like the only real scenario where you can tank him. It's really hard to tank him. So even if this guy like can't tank Gohan, I'm not the most concerned about that. His damage looks very crazy, and I think with the amount of support him and his team have, it should be a lot of fun. It should be really strong. And then also for 55% Piccolo here, we go down, just show this sort of stuff here. I mean, once again, it is a pretty major fall off if you don't have the 3 ally. So, you know, maybe you want to prioritize just going for the full demonic power Dragon Ball Seeker. I don't know. Um, but I mean, also like if you do go for that, and I mean, if he's next to Glorio, you know, Brainiacs and Cold Judgment. Oh, I did not mean to do that. It makes a pretty big difference. So once again, I mean, this Piccolo is very, very crazy, and I'm very excited to test these guys all out in game. I mean, I hope I pull them all. We'll see, of course, how my summons go. Although, I mean, with the amount of stones I have already, I'm practically I don't want to like jinx myself, but you know, even if it has to like push to pity, I feel like I'm practically guaranteed to get Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I really do not want it to go that far though, because with the manga characters, that format is very very good. But who knows if I, you know, get unlucky with like the feature that keeps giving me, if it keeps giving me, you know, like the same card, because it's not like you're guaranteed, you know, one of each like of certain characters. Like it's just 3 featured guaranteed. So I mean, your 3 featured could literally be like 23rd World Tournament Piccolo, 23rd World Tournament Piccolo, 23rd World Tournament Piccolo. So I do want to have enough stones just to be cautious that I can actually get everyone rainbow. But yeah, there we go. That is the special defensive equips for Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I did want to have those additional calcs for Mini Piccolo. I'm very excited. We're in for a huge celebration here. I'm sure people on Dokkan Twitter will complain. Which, speaking of which, I will say, doing the polls on my Twitter, my YouTube community page. I think I'm really glad I started doing that because on Twitter I'm like, oh my god, he's so ass, and it's like, sure, some people, it's like, okay, calling him like mid, or there's like one person that voted like he's ass. Like I disagree, but I guess we'll see in game, right? But even then, like that's like a one fucking vote of the poll, when like I see like my whole fucking For You page going, he's ass, he's ass, he's ass, bad release, skip, 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 skip. It's like, weren't we all just saying this guy has to come to the game, or like, it's been too long and blah 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 blah, and now I see people like, oh, but it's been too long now. It's like, bro, they can't win. Like, what do you want them to do? It's been too long, so just don't include him at all. Like, he's crazy. I don't know. Anyway, regardless, we are gonna end this one here. Let me know what you guys are thinking of Goku and everything else down below. Once again, the banner, it's 7:33 a.m. my time at the time of recording this. It goes live 8 p.m. my time, so 12 hours 26 minutes. I'm sure you can do the little. It's 8 p.m. CDT, so you can figure out the time zone. Translate it into your own. And just everyone be ready, because peak is about to arrive to Dokkan battle. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.